What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Thursday with a nice 4-game slate here tonight. I got 6 of my favorite plays on the slate, my money 6. So before we get going, slap up the like button if you're enjoying the content, if you want to continue to bring it your way every single day. Also, subscribe if you haven't to the channel to get these videos every day and all that good stuff. You can hit the bell icon after you subscribe to get alerted every time I upload. And yeah, so do all that good stuff. We had a solid night last night. Embiid went off. Paul George really good. Julius Randle had a nice night. Kent Bazemore had a solid night. TJ McConnell returned some good value. The only play from the video yesterday that really didn't do anything was Jalen Brunson. He was very inactive and just kind of passive on the court. I think he only had 3 shots in the game in like 23 minutes or so. So that was really strange. It was a really good matchup as well. Disappointed by that. But I also tweeted out 2 really good plays. Kevin Knox is put in the starting lineup, so I tweeted out about that. He returned some good value. And also Jeff Green with Otto Porter being out and Jeff Green entering the starting lineup. I tweeted out that I liked him. So those 2 plays were really solid. So 7 out of the 8 plays that I recommended yesterday were absolutely fire. So I hope you guys ran those guys out besides Jalen Brunson. But if you did well, then did I say like the video? Definitely do that. But let's get into it. LeBron James, 11,000 first up, a really good matchup. Going against the Houston Rockets. I mean, their lineup recently is just very, I think would just be way too good for a guy like LeBron offensively. I think he can absolutely destroy this lineup because if they start the same lineup they did the last game, they had Eric Gordon at the 3 and PJ Tucker at the 4. So I would imagine they would put PJ Tucker on LeBron, who's just not a good enough defender to slow down a guy like LeBron. PJ Tucker is not fast enough. I think LeBron could definitely drive right past him. So 11,000. And LeBron, with how well he's been playing recently, 61, 68, 61, 3 out of the last 4 games. In these closer games, these other 2 games are kind of blowouts against the Suns and the Grizzlies, so didn't get as much run. But he's just playing lights out recently. I think this game should stay close. It's projected to be the highest total of the slate, I'm pretty sure. And at 11,000, LeBron, he's been balling out. Some more shots going up, I feel like, without Brandon Ingram. Their offense is kind of running through him even more, a little bit more usage. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy. Then I want to go with DeMarcus Aldridge. He's had some really interesting games recently because the Spurs are another team that's been playing in a lot of games that haven't remained close. So that's kind of drove down his price a little bit because he's not getting as many minutes. But he still has that capability and a really good matchup against the Clippers. And I think this is another game here that should remain close. The spread isn't too big. And the really good matchup against the center in Gortat or even Montrezl Harrell, who isn't great defensively. So Aldridge, he struggled a little bit against the Clippers, but he still put up 39.5 DraftKings points, even though he shot like as bad as you can shoot, 3 for 15. So if he can shoot a little bit better, he's been better at home this year, 38 DraftKings points compared to 34.7 on the road. So I think he can get us around 40 DraftKings points in this game. The Spurs coming off a day of rest. And then they don't play until Saturday after today. So I think they'll definitely give them some extra run. A much more important game. They play the Bulls on Saturday night. So this is more of a game where they want to win. And kind of use Aldridge a little bit extra. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there, though, as my second guy. I think we're going to stick with that game. I like that game for good value. Tobias Harris, a really solid matchup for him. The Spurs struggle against power forwards, and their 3-point shot defense isn't great. Tobias Harris is a guy that can shoot some threes. He really disappointed me last game, but it was kind of more just the guys around him, and they weren't doing much. Like, he wasn't playing too bad. In 23 minutes, he was 4 for 10. It's not like terrible. He was 10 points, 3 rebounds in 23 minutes. It's just that they couldn't stop the Toronto Raptors, so that game turned into a big blowout. But like I said, I think this game will stay close. Tobias Harris is shooting a lot better for whatever reason on the road, averaging some more DraftKings points. So with this game being in San Antonio, I could see Tobias Harris having a really solid game, and he's going to need to get some extra run to provide some offense with Lou Williams out of this game. Pretty much the same reason why I liked him against Toronto, but that game wasn't close enough. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in Tobias there, though. I think he has 40-plus upside as well. For my fourth guy, we're going to go with TJ Warren. Trevor Ariza, they said he didn't play because of like a back-to-back, but he is being in the trade rumors, so there is a possibility he's still like held out of this game. Who knows? But TJ Warren took over that main offensive weapon against the Spurs yesterday, or not yesterday, the other day. He had 25 minutes and he put up 16 shots at 23, 6, and 2. So he showed his capability of running that offense, and this is a solid matchup going against the Dallas Mavericks, especially with them being on a back-to-back. I think I could see TJ Warren have a really solid game. And also the Mavericks have been really bad on the road for whatever reason. So that's good. This game does have a solid chance of staying close throughout or within reach. So TJ Warren can get around 35 minutes. And he's just been playing really well whenever he's been given the opportunities. I really like his offensive game. I think he can have a solid game here at 5,800 with no Devin Booker. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. Lock him in there as my fourth guy. Then we're going to go with Melton as well. He's been playing really well in that kind of Devin Booker type role where he's just been shooting high volume, shooting a good amount of threes, and he's been showing off some good rebound and assist ability as well. So he's at 37, 33 the last two games, and at 4,900, the price is a little bit up. But still, with how much minutes he's been getting and how well he's been playing with those minutes, I think he can do it. And Dallas, like I said, they're on a back-to-back. They're going to be a little bit tired, and they have a lot of injuries to their guard position, so we don't know how it's going to be. Like if Jalen Brunson is the starting point guard, it seems that Brunson was Trae Young was able to take advantage of the matchup a little bit yesterday, so maybe Brunson isn't up to par yet defensively, as he's still a young player. So Melton could definitely take advantage of that matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fifth guy. Then we're going to go with Josh Hart here at 4,200. He's been a little bit up and down with that starting role, but his upside is still really good with how many minutes he's been playing. He has 35, 36, and 36 minutes the last three. So there's only been one game where he's taken advantage of that upside with 36 DraftKings points against the Grizzlies. But this matchup against the Houston Rockets, I feel like favors him a little bit more, especially with what we saw with him against the Houston Rockets earlier this year. He wasn't able to shoot very well, but he had 13 shots, a little bit more than he's been getting, and that was 5 less minutes than what he's been averaging, and he put up 25 DraftKings points. So he could honestly match up defensively against James Harden, too, a guy that does turn the ball over a good amount, so maybe he gets a steal or two in that matchup to give him a little bit more upside. So at 4,200, like Josh Hart with the minutes, and I think he's a good player, just needs to take advantage of like a game or two. If he gets hot, then LeBron will probably give him some more looks. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So those are the money six, but like I mentioned, also want to look at this like Dallas Mavericks team. Some value could open there. Like say Dennis Smith Jr. is out of that game, and also looks like JJ Barea is going to be out. He suffered an injury yesterday. So if those two guys were out, I would imagine that Brunson would get the start. So maybe you could look his way, but honestly, with how bad he played yesterday, I'm not sure if I would want to trust him again, but maybe in GPP there. And then you can honestly look the way of Doncic if you want to pivot off one of these guys like Tobias or Aldridge. Doncic seems to be getting a little bit more upside with the likes of Dennis Smith Jr. out, and also if JJ Barea is out, then Doncic will be playing more of that point guard role to give him some more possible assists. And also this Finney Smith guy has been playing some extra minutes recently, 27, 28, and 29, 3 of the last 4. So if Bray and Dennis Smith Jr. is out, then they could pivot to that lineup, like I mentioned, with Doncic playing the point guard, and then Finney Smith can kind of take over that small forward, power forward role, and he could get around 25 to 30 minutes there at a nice price, like a 3,700. So that's definitely got to keep an eye on. Definitely keep an eye on that news with the Mavericks if Dennis Smith Jr. and Bray are both out. Some value can open up there. So that is it, though, for the video. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Over 150 likes, it would be awesome. Thank you. Subscribe if you haven't already to get these videos every single day. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. Like I said, though, follow me on Twitter at MoneyWebby for any updates on the plays. I'll definitely tweet out about the Maverick situation if we do get word before lock on Dennis Smith Jr. and JJ Barea. I've said that like 20 times in the last minute, but it's definitely some good information to know. So good luck, and we'll see you back here again next time.